Hey guys, how's it going? This is Dave Sebastian, coordinator of mentoring arts programming with Wayside Youth and Family. Coming to you from Shirley once again. Today we are going to be working on our third session of this collage project that we've been doing. I did the last two on YouTube yesterday, so you should see them there. For some reason my cameras all went out of focus, and I had to decide what to do. So what I decided to do was to end the stream, start over, and do the second half. So everything is there if you want to check it out. We basically disassembled the comic, took out the artwork that we wanted to use, and began a loose impression of what we wanted it to look like. I am wanted to excuse me, get a little flustered sometimes, you know what I mean? I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about my programs and what brings me here. I am here with Wayside Youth and Family, which is a human service agency out of Framingham. I work for a program that they run called Tempo Young Adult Resource Center, or I started at Tempo Young Adult Resource Center, which is at 68 Henry Street in Framingham. I've built a basement studio there, and it's full service studio with an open studio program in mind. I've been doing open studio programs there pretty much consistently for the last 7 years. I work there Wednesday and Friday from 10:30 to 3, and any young adult between 16 and 26 is welcome. It's a free program. That's of course assuming they allow us to be there. At the moment, they're not allowing us to be there, so we're doing this. And I don't mind it so much because I feel like I meet more of you guys than I would sitting in my studio waiting for folks to come in. Most of the studio attendance is people who are in Tempo for some other reason. Tempo does some really fantastic and important things, like help folks with homelessness and drug addiction and food and a laundry machine and a shower, really from basics to specifics, getting into college. They help with a lot of great stuff, and so one of the things that they're pivotal for is time management. If you're in the program hanging around, you are not in the street doing drugs, you're not getting in trouble for any reason. There's zero tolerance for drugs, alcohol, or violence within the program, so it's a safe place. And so hanging around there for a while, we thought the idea of having folks doing some artwork would make some sense. It's been great. I've had a really successful run with them. A lot of the young adults I've worked with have done great work, and I've had a lot of fun working with them. And I miss all of you guys, especially Magpie, the therapy pigeon, and Abba, my friend, the therapy chicken. And of course, they're humans too, Jean and Ilsa. But all of you guys, I miss all of you guys. So hopefully we'll be back together soon. What else are we going to do? So what we're working on today is collage. We're working on with the artwork by a guy named Alex. I'm sorry. Alexander Alcala. Brilliant dude, drawing and painting from the 60s through the 80s, I think. I always love the work he's doing. He's a super interesting guy. His style is a little different than a lot of the comic artists around. I like it though. Can't do that. Just want to show you guys the artwork, what we've done so far. That one doesn't work that good. One sec, guys. All right. So this is what we worked on yesterday, about how far we got. So the idea is to be bringing this character, this corpse, the skeleton, into a different story than the story that Alcala's idea was. Like I said, I really love the artwork from these guys, and this particular story is about going into the jungles of of Mexico and Central America. I'm not sure where, of course. Although this drawing here really has the Chichen Itza look to it, which is a trading city, which was a large city of the Incas and Mayans in central Mexico. But I'm not really sure. So we'll just say somewhere in south of the border. This story was about like cannibalistic butterflies, which is a pretty odd, you can see here, this is Brother Cain, and he's trying to catch some butterflies. Really a nice drawing. It's the guy's name is Alfredo Alcala. I don't want to mispronounce the guy's name, but that is his name, and he's a brilliant artist. So this is what we're going to do today. In the event we get through all of it, which I don't know if it's likely or unlikely, it just kind of moves along, Whoops. We do kind of whatever we can. Is this where it is? Or did I put it over there? This is our off-cut stuff, so that is not what I need. Here we go. When we went through this book, we also found a couple of other pages of another story by a different artist. I've never heard of this artist before, but some of these drawings are pretty cool. And there seems, that there's a story in here about going to, I will say, heck. And this is, Cerberus, the dog that guards the gates of hell, Not a bad drawing. And this drawing has an ad on the back, so we could feel free to use it. I like this side. This particular drawing here is pretty good. And this was what first got me interested, is this really good and interesting staircase. A couple other things, like the intrinsicies of hell, like what he chose to paint them as, is pretty cool. Like this milky fire, smoky fire or something is cool. I haven't seen a lot of people draw it like that. So we'll move into this one if we finish up that one, all right? Or finish up the one we're working on here. I don't know how long it'll take, but we're going to give it a shot. We're in a cool spot, So some of the tools I'm going to use in today's project is, this is a vinyl puller for picking out stencils. This is a Fiskars matte knife. I use X-Actos too, but I use Fiskars because of the large rubber body. And this is a paper spatula. Really good for moving paper around. You'll find our fingers are really large. And if you're trying to move a small piece of paper, it's much easier to move everything at once, you'll find, than anything you're trying to move gently. You know what I mean? Like you can see that, this thing gives us a little bit of, push and pull around the surface and stuff. Where with my finger, sometimes you can't even get under it. So this is why I use this. Most of the stuff we're going to use is on the surface already. The surface we're working on is an ambersand gesso board, which is a piece of masonite with gesso and ceramic material baked onto it. They're great surfaces for collage because a lot of collage is using this tool right here, which is the brayer, and to push down and roll. And if you're pushing down and rolling on canvas, it's not going to work. It's going to give, and it's going to stretch out your paper and cause it to wrinkle. I know this because my first 10 collages or so were done on canvas, which is just not, ideal. It's just a mistake. I had used these boards before, but it just, for some reason, didn't occur to me until I'd already done a few. I love the collage thing, and this is my this is number 18. So it's really actually number 78 in the collages that I've been doing. I've only done a few on here. I do a lot of different artwork, as you can see if you look down my list of videos. So, try to check that out. I haven't done a lot of the collage on here only because I feel like oftentimes it's too slow. And I don't want that to be going on, we don't want it to be too slow, because I don't want to bore you guys. Oh man. Some reason I hope I'm with you guys. Just want to try to. There's so much stuff on YouTube. Oh, that's why. That's silly. There we go. Sorry, guys, just one sec. There we go. All right, back to work. Okay, cool. So this is what we have going on. Wish I had just a little more light on it. I can turn this light on, and we get tons. I get tons of light to work with, but I feel like you guys can't really see the artwork. Let's get a little closer. Yeah, see, like, yeah. So I can work with this, no problem. So the what we had done. Oops. Oh, can't make it any bigger. All right. All right. Throw up one more thing. There we go. All right. Hello. Come on, come on, work with me. All right. Almost got it. What I normally do when I'm working on a collage is I lay it out and then I photograph it and work from my photo. So it gives me like a great, reference. There we go. All right, cool. So that's what I did yesterday. We like put the whole collage together. Basically, took a picture of it, and then we're going to try to work from that, and to try to see if there's a way to save more artwork than we were able to save yesterday. Sorry about that. That's just my kids yelling in the background. You know how that goes. We are all working from home. This job is pretty intrinsically working from home, but we all know that this is what we're up to. Okay, so I have this board taped to my cutting surface because there's nothing worse than having to chase your surface around. I did not get it totally straight, which is annoying. There we go. I don't think of myself as particularly anal, but when it comes to things being square and stuff, I'm kind of specific about that, I suppose. Cool. All right, so what I think I had in mind was this large piece up top. I picked, Alfredo Carlos has been around for a really, really long time, and he's a super talented guy. I just have never really loved his stuff, I suppose. I think that I just hadn't really ever, thought of something or run across this thing. I mean, the part of the project that's really interesting for me is this. I go out and find artists that I want to work with, or whose artwork I want to work with in damaged conditions. But the other thing you do is you buy comics that are damaged and see if you can just kind of work like that. I think it's like the Dada approach to comic collaging, meaning that we're getting a book and making a sincere effort to try to work with it, like no matter what it is. You know what I mean? And I love that. I think that's really fun. Number one, it's like a challenge. And when you're working alone doing your own art, the challenges are attainable. Oftentimes, like we're all trying to work within our comfort zone. I'm pushing myself as much as I can, but of course, I'm pushing myself towards something I can do, or that I think I can do. You know what I mean? So that kind of is what it is. So I like to do that. I like to get old books. This particular book I found at at a flea market. I'll show you the cover. It's right here. Well, it's actually a really cool House of Mystery cover, and I totally dug it. But look at it. It's a rag. The cover was already off. When I got it. So, that's kind of a pain. So the comics were I think it was like $3 for $1 or something. And I said, well, how much do you want for just one? Because I went through all of his books and I couldn't find a single other book I was interested in, which is hard to believe. I read a lot of different comics. And I told him about the project, and he said, you know what, just take it. You know what I mean? Like, it's fine. And I think that's wicked cool. The guy's awesome. He, I'll back up here a little bit. All right, there we go. He just giving it to me is great. Supporting the program, being a part of what we're up to is really cool. I'm really excited about that. So anyway, I think that we started with this one, and then we brought in this one. All right. I like this tool a lot, but if you push too hard and you capture the artwork, sometimes it's hard to get the pin out without moving a lot of things. In fact, like if there was a challenging part of collage, it would be moving paper around. Like it's just not easy. In fact, that's an understatement of a month. Like, it's a wicked pain. I don't care for it in any way. I think we were doing something like this. Although I don't know about this butterfly, except for the fact that the story is really about butterflies. And so it's like, should we keep it in there? Yeah, maybe. This particular project, I feel like there's a lot more. I have a lot more artwork that I'm going to wind up being able to use. And that kind of sucks. This piece here, we could open up the this butterfly a bit. All right. Really just, kind of general, because it's going to overlap with a kind of a complicated background. So I can't imagine it'll stand out much. Now see, as you can see right there, each move you make, everything's going to move. So a lot of times it's a serious pain. Oh, and of course, see, the whole deal moved. So now I just cut that piece off from that butterfly, and it was too much. Right? So we got to put something back. I think I will just kind of worry about it later. Right? So we just, a great thing is the bulk of comic artwork is, there are a lot of general pieces and stuff, a lot of transitional pieces. Didn't even notice before that these horse legs kind of combine for an odd looking shape through here, like a monster. I like that. Whoop, it moved. All right. So see, even though I blew it and I missed this spot with the butterfly, it just doesn't seem to matter that much. We will find something to put there. See, that's up too high. Cool. All right. Just got to make sure that everything's making sense. This here is a classic example of like a lucky transition. The grass in this piece and the grass in this piece, definitely like are working together. So now we got this big thing of more jungle. Just got to kind of figure out which way it goes. Things like that. So this piece is kind of extra, right? Because we already have a lot of things going on, and we just have to, see if there's anything there that we want to use. Oh yeah, that's what I had been thinking. Right. So I like this piece here, like this part. But bananas aren't, I'm not that interested, but these weird dead trees. So what I had thought was that I would fit this under here and slide it over like this. Right? Keep sliding it until we can get to the edge of the piece, like that. And then we get those sort of weird looking dead, look, well, then I don't know if they're dead, but they look a little dead trees here. And they do, I am thinking that we could move them up a little because I don't really want to cover all this grass, which is working kind of fine. In fact, this whole edge looks pretty good. So we are pretty much cutting like more than half of this piece off by putting it under the other piece. So, we could probably get away with putting a lot less under there. Right? Especially because it buys us another piece of jungle that if we need it, it's there for us. And it helps in this area, but doesn't totally take away everything in it. Alright. Let's see right here. Guess I was kind of thinking of doing that, because then we have this sort of trimmed out grass. I don't know. But the most important piece in the whole collage really is this skeleton here. I want to put the skeleton in this piece like this somehow without covering a ton of the background. And hoping to have it sort of blend in a bit, haven't totally figured out how to do that just yet. I also haven't totally figured out what I want to do about these characters. I think it's funny that the two characters look like they found something weird, but part of me just, wants to not have those two characters there, and have it just be jungle with the monster with the other guy alone. Now the problem is that this page that we're doing most of our work from is fairly monochromatic and stylistically exactly the same. This one dramatically different. This background has an etching quality. This is a comic drawing, so it's hard. It doesn't 100% work. So that piece is not going to be a part of our thing. I had thought, I guess, that this piece here, which is, like a temple, we could place it in here and trim out everything around it. Like make it appear to be in this, like in that spot right there. Good thing is that there's a lot of stuff happening that can help bridge the background, Okay. So we could drop this guy like right in here. Pretty good, but I still got to get rid of this piece here. I don't want to be cutting stuff that you guys can't see. Although I don't know how interesting a trimming is. I suppose it's as interesting as the whole project. Right. If you don't like trimming, collage is a little on the boring side. Right. Alright. Just cut it a little bit more. So we can kind of mimic the steps, make it kind of make sense. All right. So now we got like a step pyramid to fit back in here. I like that. I think that's, really interesting. Hate to lose those guys, but I just don't think that wasn't the story I wanted to tell. That was part of the other story, the story that Alfredo Arcala was telling, which is amazing. I love it. Hate to give up on any piece that I found when I was trimming, but that I haven't been able to work out here. There's always a couple of pieces left over, that you wanted to use but couldn't, or something, like this piece here. Like, could this make sense? Does get a bit muddier with this temple. I think there's some light, behind here. Right, like some lighter colors, right, that are kind of less etching-y than this. So we could try this guy again to give us a little light in here. If we trim him out and bring him in there, let's see what happens with that. Not going to do anything as far as getting rid of that. It's interesting, but we're losing a lot of our background stuff with it. And maybe a good deal would be to try to slide it in here like this. Right. And trim it out like all these trees and stuff are in front of it. This is an extremely touchy thing to do. I would recommend not doing that, because especially right now, the chance of cutting through the artwork under it is really, really good. And that kind of sucks. So. That one. It's kind of interesting that there's some kind of light out at the edge of the jungle. There's the other piece that we just took off. Always keep saving everything you cut off, as you never know when you might want to use it. Quite that far, but a little further. This piece will help me bring it over a little bit. Oh, nothing harder than trying to pick this stuff up. Huh. Oh, somebody's coming.
John Cena! Hi, guys.
It's my boy Shawnee. Say hi, Shawnee.
What's up?
Oh, you know. Shawnee boy. Let me tip this down a little so we can say hey to him. There he is. That's my boy Shawnee. He is here hanging out with us. Man, we are super far away. Oh, there's my hand. There he is.
Which drawer is my clothes drawer?
Why is it upside down?
No, which drawer is mine?
Oh, I think it's this open one. They don't really want to talk to me. They just want to know where their clothes are.
There's only pants in here.
Maybe the one above it?
Oh, I found it.
All right. I don't know.
What are you doing right now, guys?
Oh, we're causing trouble, Shawnee.
Facebook? If you watch his YouTube, you've seen me in a video. Can't see me.
Sean is totally famous over here. There he is. He's a famous dude.
Hey, guys.
Camera's right there. So look at that and say, "What's up, yo?"
What's up? Number one wrestling fan.
Sean is an OG.
Follow my TikTok, Sean Crazy WWE AEW.
Oh, there you go.
Almost at 200.
Get your own promotion in there, huh? Get out of here. Oh no, I breathed and lost something. See, that's what happens when you're bothering me.
They just came to see me. Now
That's at least potentially true. Oh, come on.
Boom.
Bada bing.
Bada boom. Ching ching bang bang. Gotta.
Let's see.
Looking for a shirt.
That doesn't work like that.
Ooh.
So let's keep trying.
Is this your shirt? Dude.
Yeah, I was giving it to you.
Okay. You're a weirdo, but...
Mom says it's too big.
I'm taking it.
Yeah,
Well, actually, I'll take my green shirt.
Alright, so what if it's like that? See, there's like some, oh, sorry guys. Let's go in there.
You got too distracted.
That's right, Sean distracted me. Oh, yeah, alright, so what we're thinking about doing is adding this piece that has some yellow going on.
See you guys.
Distance. Say bye, Shawnee.
Bye.
You leaving?
Yeah,
All
they're gonna meet me at the playground.
Alright, have a great day. Tell everybody I said hey.
Okay. Bye, guys. Remember to follow my TikTok.
There you go. Get out of here, self-promotion.
Don't subscribe to his YouTube.
This is my show.
Actually, don't subscribe to his YouTube. Only follow me. Subscribe to my YouTube at Sean Sebastian.
Oh, man.
And also subscribe to my best friend's thing, Crazy Cam. And then
Get out of here.
my sister, Molly Rosie Collab on TikTok.
Thanks for coming by and bombing my thing, dude.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Take a walk, man. Get out of here.
Bye.
Oh, man. You got to have fun. That's all there is.
Drinking water in the middle of the live stream. This guy is the biggest joker on God's green earth.
Oh, man.
Tell them one of your stupid Hector jokes.
Get out of here.
Do it.
All right. We got this far with the collage. I got to go back to work,
Bye-bye.
big dude. All right. So we want this guy to go in, but look
See
at all
you
this.
Saturday.
All right, buddy. Thanks, man. So which one works better? This tree in the background, which I kind of dig, or this pyramid? Put them in the same place. Pyramid seems like we could really make the same thing happen with it.
Get another pair of pants.
Right. Yeah.
I've returned.
Can't get enough, huh?
All right, actually get now. Bye, guys.
All right, buddy. Yeah, this one's not bad.
Follow him. Subscribe to his YouTube and follow him on Facebook.
Huh. So I don't know. Pyramid looks cool. So I think we'll just leave both here until until we can kind of figure out what's what. See what happens? Everything moves. Shit. Blink. My favorite is coughing, or sneezing. And then everything you did is gone. It's a pain, honestly. Don't think I was going to use this here. Maybe I was. Alright. Cool. I hate that we're going to cover up this weird animal thing that's happening over here. So if we place this guy here, it looks like he's on some kind of a rocky surface. Excuse me. So we got to change that because we want him to be laying in the jungle, a lost skeleton, I do like the fact that it says end here, so I'm going to save this little piece of text here. If you guys were with me yesterday, I said quite a bit that the intention of this project is not to have text. I usually take all the text out first. Not that I don't like writing. Of course, little of this artwork would exist without writing. These were comic book writers. But I wanted kids to experience comics in the art form way, instead of requiring something from them, And then I always say about this project is that, you might see a comic with incredible artwork and you read it and you think, wow, and you show it to somebody. Maybe you read it twice, and then after the second read, you kind of had enough, and you're just not as interested. So it goes into your comic box, not that you throw it away, but you keep it in a safe place in case you wanted to read it again in the future, or you wanted to share it with someone, and that is awesome. But the artwork in that comic is now lost. You're not going to see it every day. And if you liked it, it meant something to you, then why put it in a box and, kind of forget about it? I don't want that to happen. So what I like to do is to take my books and, turn them into artwork I can look at every day. This is something that almost completely motivated the project, and I just totally like. I think is a really cool opportunity. It just kind of it occurred to me after some mice had gotten into my comics. They had damaged a lot of books, and I wasn't sure what to do. I have a pretty good sized collection, about 4,000 books, and they got into ultimately a relatively small amount of them, but the damage was significant. So mostly them chewing up the top edge of the books and stuff. So then they're not collectible anymore. In some cases they weren't even readable anymore. So what do? And I had basically decided I was going to have to throw them away, or I don't even know. And so I thought, this is an opportunity as opposed to a terrible occurrence, because the fate or something like that came and brought me these books that I could create artwork with. And I find that to be awesomely fortuitous, and it's done really well for me. I've had a really awesome time creating this work and looking at it and stuff. There's just a lot of awesomeness in comic art these days. You know, it's killer stuff. And now this is old stuff, but it isn't to say it's not awesome. I mean, like, I'm an artist and I can draw pretty good, you know, but the idea of being able to draw anything, like anything that the job requires, and then, you know, kind of try not only drawing anything, but drawing it really well, drawing in a recognizable way. Because, you know, if folks don't know what you're drawing, then they don't understand the story, and you don't keep working in comics, because the job is to tell the story, you know, and to draw fast, and to, you know, draw well, and all this other, you know, I was going to say junk, and it definitely isn't junk, but these other, you know, considerations in this work, where, like, you know, if you worked in any other industry, they'd be totally different. Right. That actually really doesn't even look that bad right there, except that it kind of covers a lot of good detail over here. Let's get the rest of the way down here. Like I said, try to be careful. Lately, I've been thinking about doing a collage without the razor. So everything would be a tear, and there'd be all the torn edges. I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of collages like that. I think I would dig it, though. I don't know if I could do it, because I'm pretty anal about angles and that kind of stuff. A lot of my collages are built using the hard straight lines of comics, you know. Panel lines and whatnot. This guy is out too far. I think we need to go there, but trim the tip off so it doesn't cover that guy. So now I just trim the top off of this. Is the top what I wanted, or the bottom? Pretty noodly, at this point. All we're doing is seeing if we can figure out a way to make some additional artwork function in this space, so that the skeleton doesn't have to carry the whole standard. One thing I definitely noticed is that this blood and this shadow would only happen if he was on a hard surface like a stone floor. He's not, and he's not going to be. He's going to be in a jungle floor. So we got to remove any reference to the stone floor. It was cool. There was a great panel. These guys are searching for butterflies, and the local tribes people say that they're cursed and they shouldn't be going after them, that they're deadly. And they say no, and they're going to go anyway. And a butterfly flies by, and he puts his hand out to touch it because it's so beautiful, and it eats the flesh off of his finger. And subsequently eats the rest of him. Always try to listen to the people who know. It's a good idea, believe you me. Right? Believe you me. Let's get rid of me. Let's just take a little look at this. Alright, so what do you guys think? Keep that yellow tree back there. It definitely makes some contrast, where if this was in here, really pulls everything down. Also gives some reference to the stone floor we were just talking about. And we don't have a stone floor, so we should try to stick with that. Couple pieces, you know, like things left. Always cool to try, you know, to make them work. I think I'm just gonna break this butterfly out. Because then we could drop this in here. Oh. Right when it starts to drive me crazy is usually when you get to your solution. See how hard it is to move small pieces. Extremely difficult. You know, they get under other pieces. They just kind of. All right. I don't know. I think this looks all right. I definitely do like the little bit of a highlighting on the background. It gets way too bright with that. Yeah, see that okay? And then I'll get really dark. Okay. Come on. Oh, I love when that kind of stuff happens. Huh. 1 sec. All right. You guys hear me okay? So we are, about an hour in, and I think we're looking pretty good. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, so we're about an hour in. Things are going pretty good. We're going to get into the fun part of collaging, which is gluing. We're going to use gel medium to do that. Gel medium is pigment, is basically paint minus pigment. So it's clear, dries pretty quick, and it really likes other paint. And it's a great glue. For years I used Mod Podge, and I think Mod Podge is awesome. Whoops, and it works great, but and I like the yellowing effect over time that Mod Podge gives us. I just kind of tapped out on it, and I realized that this stuff would work a lot better. So, excuse me, turn my camera on and yawn. And gel medium has been like a dramatic improvement. It's really, really worked a lot better. So what we're going to do right here is we're going to try to take a picture of this. I honestly am not sure if I can, using my equipment right now. Let's try to put this up here. You guys can check that out for a second. Oh no. Screw that up. Having a problem where my camera is upside down for some reason. So apparently at the moment I can't take a picture because I am using all of my devices. Anything else I could use to take a picture? Usually I take a picture. All right, so we've changed a lot, we've really changed a lot.
Dad, do you know where Molly went?
No, I don't.
Well, we're leaving now.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we're going to have to just sort of punt. All right, so looks like the first piece will be the big piece on the right. Hey, look, it's Maul.
Hi.
Hi, Maul. How's it going?
Hi.
Camera's over here this time.
Oh, wait, what? Where? Oh, hi.
Over there.
Isn't it usually over there? I don't know.
No, it's upside down for some reason. So Maul is a great artist. She's 7 years old, and she's here causing trouble in our area.
No, I'm not.
She's notorious.
No, I'm not.
We're just working on this collage here and almost getting through. We're just about an hour in, and now we're just going to start gluing.
A couple minutes early.
No, I'm not going to be done. I'm just working on
now.
it.
We're going now. Okay. Well, bye, guys. I'll see you when...
Say bye, Maul.
Bye. Hi.
There's Mac.
I'm leaving too.
All right, buddy. Be a good boy. I love you, man. Oh. Be a good boy. Jeez, those guys slam a door, huh? I could scare animals for 3 miles around. everything looks pretty good except for this piece right here, which just doesn't seem in the right spot there. You know, it seems out of place. This piece here is a little bit of trees, which is what this background is. So I'm thinking it might just hang out right like that. Since these trees here gotta keep everything where it was. See, it just totally can bust out on you, and you can lose all the work that you've done. Now, if this looks frustrating to you, imagine when I'm doing an 18 by 24 one, where there's more than 100 pieces. It gets complicated, to say the least. So I think, yeah, this one's down here. Yeah, we're going to start with our big one. All these other pieces I'm going to keep around, but I'm going to move them off of the cutting board so that I can spread out the artwork we're working with in at least close to where I want it to ultimately be. Like this whole tree with the little corner piece is important. Or this monster piece that's like the entire corner. Now if you look at it, you can see you shouldn't cut on it because you can see where the razor went through. That's our second big piece. We know our skeleton dude goes here. This middle piece goes kind of in this area there. This is our other really large piece, which I believe we'll put in right after that. And our third really large piece, gonna have to put that one in first. These pieces go together. Yeah. So now everything is off. Got to shake up our gel medium. Get a good shake out of it. Gel medium doesn't have to go on wicked heavy. You just want to get some down. I have one brush here, but I think I want to use a different one. There we go. These are the same brush. This one's just newer. Right. Cool. Now, one thing that you want to do with gel medium is brush in one direction. That way you don't get the shape of the glue imprinted on your surface. Now this will all be underneath our collage material, so is it going to matter that much? No, it won't. But these are rules that you should think of when you're collaging in general. The light helps me see the spots that I missed. You want to get some good coverage of glue. But a great thing that gel medium does, which I don't feel like Mod Podge does as well, though Mod Podge does it all right, is having wiggle time. You know, like you put this piece down, you're like, oh, I'm not quite on the edge. You still have time to kind of shift it around and stuff using gel medium, and you can a little bit with Mod Podge also. I just think gel medium is a little better at it. Or gel medium, kind of works a little better. Obviously. Once you get this guy down as flat as you can with your fingers, you want to go in with the brayer. If you don't have one, you can use any number of household items to do this. Rolling pin always comes to mind, although how many people have those around the house anymore? Spine of a book doesn't work too bad. Got to be careful, but it doesn't work too bad. So we know we got that piece in, and we know we want this piece to come in right here. Now, one of the things they say about Mod Podge specifically is not, to work on top of it until it dries for about 15 minutes. We don't have time here to have things drying for 15 minutes. So we're going to basically work on top of it and kind of hope for the best. All right? Cool. All right. So this next piece that we're working with is all the whole bottom, right? And it comes up here a bit. Make sure you get good coverage, because nothing's worse than finishing your piece and realizing a really base piece is not glued down enough. Because, it just, there's ways to fix it, but none of them are really fun, I am a huge believer of the fact that, sugar, I wanted to put that under there. Doesn't matter, I guess. I'm a big believer in accidents creating some of the best artwork, like spill paint and realize you love it or something. I think that stuff is awesome and totally real. But most of us artists are pretty much control freaks. So I'm sure there's not a whole heck of a lot of folks that are letting it all go, or, you know what I mean? Right, so this guy here we wanted up in this area. Careful not to use too much glue. A lot of times if you grab your brush and just brush with it, you'll find that there's plenty of glue on there. Now see, this is what I was talking about, wiggle room, time. Sometimes we chase out of our glue though. Now that piece, right, is only supposed to be bridging the gap to this other larger piece we have, so that we can have the butterfly be out alone. Even though we're not really clearing up what the butterfly is there for, it doesn't matter. It's still fun. There's a lot of glue on my brush, but I'm just going to put a little more here so that we can get some good coverage. So I like to get right down the edge. Oh. See, if you shift too much, you get ripples in your paper. We can get some out with the brayer, but sometimes you just have a crease. Now, in a lot of ways, that's the nature of collage, and it's fine. But you want to know and have it be intentional, because otherwise it looks like crap. So we wanted that to go there, and then we were going to put this guy right here. What? Right side up. Does seem like that made more sense to me before. This particular piece here. Another thing about collaging quickly is it's a problem where it's very easy to glue things to each other when you don't want to. Can't quite remember where I was going to put this guy. Usually plants like this hang down. So you see this thing here? This is what I'm trying to work with. Back up a little so you guys can see. Alright. So this is what I'm trying to work with, is this very small piece with palm fronds on it, maybe. So I guess I'm thinking it was maybe down here. Oh, there we go. There's a little of this stuff up top there. All right. So a lot of this work is about figuring out a way to cover spaces and stuff. Actually, I want to leave that. All right, we're going to put this guy right in here. Good landmark here to be able to join up this little stem, give us something to shoot for. We not get glue up high enough. Alright, our old friend the brayer. Got to be careful with the brayer though that you don't roll through glue. Rolling through glue makes it look foolish, you know what I mean? There it is. All right. So it looks like the next guy we need to put in is this big tree one. All right, there we go. Having this taped down is a huge positive while doing this part of it, because it doesn't move around while I'm moving it around. It's really a lot of upsides. All right, where? All right. So now we move away from our what I would call superstructure. And we're going to put this in here. Just have to find the little piece we had for the end. I got this extra piece I wanted to use here to stretch this out a little. Oh yeah, that's gonna work like that. Spreading this out a little bit more. Add one more branch. Looks like this piece here is where we got that yellow background from. Nothing like getting confused in mere seconds. Oh, it's so fun to be such a bonehead. Right, so those are the tops. Okay. Definitely want this guy to be a part of the background as opposed to the foreground. Right? So all we're trying to do is to create like another branch back here that'll make the negative space of this tree make sense, you know, like there's a tree here in the way. Oh yeah, that looks really good. So we gotta leave this guy here and pull this guy and move this guy. Don't have to braid the ridiculously small things. Obviously. this guy right here. I don't really remember how I wanted this to go. I thought that it was not this way. So I want to take a look at it. Yeah, that's not what I wanted it to do. Okay. Could braid that guy up because he seemed to be on the edge. Okay. Go. All right. Need just another little piece of the tree, just to help it fade into the distance a little bit more, or not make it look like it's trimmed from the top of a comic page, which of course it is. That'll help bridge that gap right there pretty good. All right. Always good every once in a while to rub your hands across the whole surface to see if you've left anything, little pieces that you didn't mean to be there. You know what I mean? And good bray is always good. Now most of this is dry, just a few spots that are a little damp. And all we got left is our corpse dude. I think I want him to be a little lower. Okay, try to open up this grass a little. You know what I mean? Like, have it not be, again, the square top of a comic book page. Just try to rough it up a little. Try that again. What do you guys think? Any thoughts? Anybody? Thanks for the like, whoever gave me that. It's very, very cool. I live for likes. Okay. We're going to have to pull our skeleton out again so that we can glue down these flowers. Just want them to fit in here. Tell you right now, with nothing, it kind of looks cool. Know what I mean? Right there. So this is nothing happening. You know, this is just jungle. But it's kind of fun. You know, like it's kind of, I don't know, interesting. It does look like here and there are pieces, spots that we could use a little bit more jungle. How much more jungle do I have, really? Like, not a lot. Used up a lot. And this piece here is kind of good size. It's got some jungle going on. Let's see what that looks like. All right. All right, now our background is pretty much all set. It's funny because I feel like the horse here is just disappearing. Oh, I wish I could get it a little brighter. You guys could see it a little better. I like this horse thing that's happening here. So now we got our skeleton dude. Oh, don't want him to get glued because there is wet glue there. This is pretty much where I want to put this guy. There's still some fine tuning on him. And then I feel like I'd like to punch up his color a lot. You know, throw some paint white on there. And just bring us looking down at this cat, you know. But I'm not 100% sure. Do want to trim out this other gray so that he doesn't look like okay. Alright. Now one thing that sucks is that the way his legs go off isn't exactly helpful. Let's see what we can do with this. Whoops. Got it. Just try to, I kind of like what's happening with this, so just going to open up a little of these plants so that, you know, it looks like he's behind them a little. Okay. Hey. As we start getting into these smaller and smaller spaces, it gets harder and harder for me to see them and to cut them. Just a little more grass. Sometimes you have to head back into. Whoa, what's happening there? Uh-oh. Hey guys, sorry about that. Looks like we lost a camera. Oh, oh, that's inconvenient. Okay, let's see if there's a way I can show you. Hey, what's happening? We lost a camera there. So I'm going to try to show you what we're doing. We're almost done, and I'm hoping that camera will kick on in a couple of minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the artwork that we're doing. Whoops. So this is about where we are, and if you've been watching with me, you know that that's exactly where we are. Just looking for a little bit more grass so that we can put the skull and stuff a little behind some grass. Whoops, that would be upside down. Sorry, guys. Can you see me? All right. So all I'm doing is going through some of these old papers, some of these off-cut stuff, to see if there was a panel with some grass. Nothing yet. Most of this is that other story. I don't believe I had anything else that I thought I could use. This is all text and stuff. Could think about doing something like this. Sorry guys, hoping we'll get this camera back. There we go. All right, one sec, guys. All right, there we go, guys. Sorry about that. So we're trying to see if there's a way we can get this skull to be like buried in the like underbrush, you know, as opposed to, hey, look, there's a skeleton. So what I'm trying to do over here is trim off a little piece of the back of his head to show the grass, but it's still just kind of not working. I need more grass, honestly. Can't really use anything in there. Just really nothing. Nothing in there either. try this again. Yeah. Alright, we gotta get the skeleton right where we want him to be. There we go. I'm gonna put that guy right there, which is ultimately the spot we were gonna go with from the very beginning. Just trying to build a little transition from one to the other. All right, we're doing great, you guys. We're about an hour and 40 minutes in, and we're cooking along. Looks like a little bit of some ripple. Ooh, don't push too hard. This is a glass table, bonehead. Hey, it's me. Got this light a little too close to our camera here. Alright, so now we got our skeleton in place. And it is looking like we got just one piece left to drop in. And that's going to be this piece here. That's going to hide enough of our skeleton to make it look like he's buried in the forest. You know what I mean? Could take out this little piece right here that is still the color of the ground. Have enough glue on here? Maybe not. Brayer. I like it. Some good stuff happened right there. This is some cool stuff. So let's take a quick closer look if we can. Oh. All right. So what I wanted was to create a big jungle scene with this dead character in it. I super dig what happened, you know, like there's some spots I don't like as much as others. But that's going to be just fine. At this point, it's a huge mistake to go in and start trying to cut tiny pieces of information, because it's just not going to work. So what I do is I go in with 005 micron, which is this guy right here. It is a 005 micron. It's a super damn tiny marker. Oh, and this one doesn't even seem to be working that well. That's something you have to deal with, is a really small marker doesn't really like, sorry about this, guys, doesn't really like drawing on glue. So you got to be careful. All we're doing here is just adding a little bit of some real subtle grassy kind of detail around the skeleton. Kind of don't so much want it to read so clearly. Just try to push it down a little. Yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to happen. What I imagined would happen when I was looking through this book was that this was the most interesting combination of elements. I'm liking it. You know what I mean? Like, I think it came out really good. So now what I would do after this is I would let it dry for a couple of minutes, go clean my brushes out and stuff like that, and come back with our old friend Mod Podge right here, which is you know, a glue also, but this particular one is a little bit more of a sealer than I find that one is. One second. Coming to the end of our time together because all my devices are dying. So all I would do now is coat this in Mod Podge, and which would give it a nice consistent matte surface, and then I put it in this frame. This is a custom made frame from Drywood Woodworking on Etsy. Check that guy out, he's awesome. Excuse me. So yeah, why don't we do that right now? Let's see if how much glue is on here. Kind of a lot. We can just use this brush real quick. Give the Mod Podge a good shake. Mod Podge a good shake. All right. And then one of the things about Mod Podge is challenging is sometimes you just can't get it out. The end gets clogged and stuff. For this thing, you know, we want some coverage, you know. But you got to work quick, because if you leave the Mod Podge on there, even for a few minutes, it leaves the line of what you dripped on it, right? So you'll be able to see a ghost of what you did, you know. But keep in mind not to be afraid, because Mod Podge is self-leveling, which is amazing. And it may even look all rippled until it dries, you know. So that's kind of it for Mod Podge, right? We just let that guy dry. I usually let him dry for, I don't know, like maybe a half hour or a little more, depending on, what the next project is, right? Like, so we're coming into the home stretch on this one. So if I don't do anything else with this piece, it would dry here and it would live here. You know what I mean? We would simply let her dry and drop her into the frame. I've been using wood glue around the back of the frame. That works really, really well. Gorilla wood glue. I wish I had some right here so I could show you guys. Just took it outside so I could glue a kitchen drawer. Multiple uses. I'm clearly exhausted from our time together today. Also, you don't really have to wait, for Mod Podge. Like I could grab this thing off here and glue it in there right now, and the Mod Podge would just continue gluing, continue drying. And that might be something fun to look at. So we pull our tape up, grab our frame, drop her in. Now this is what that's going to look like, I think it looks awesome. I had a really great time doing it with you guys. I hope you guys liked it. Sometimes I go in at this point with marker and do some, some embellishments and that kind of stuff. But not this time. I think this time we're just going to let it hang out. Let it hang out, and this is what it's going to do. You know what I mean? So, there it is. Let's check it out. Close up a little bit more now that it's in the frame. All right. So now this Alfredo Arcala piece is going to live. You know what I mean? It's going to live forever, like on the shelf in my room or on the wall or from a customer. I dig it. This is some of the work I'm doing. I believe the next project that we're going to do, which would be Monday on YouTube from 3 to 5, will possibly be another collage because I have several more collages set up to do, or I have some airbrush ideas. Oh, excuse me. Because we got this great new airbrush, which is the this guy here. This is the Iwata, I think it's called the AC6 or something. Super great machine, does an incredible job. Best airbrush I've ever bought. That's a custom Black Ops airbrush from the guys at Coast Airbrush in Anaheim, California. Love those guys. Went to their airbrush training last summer. Hope to get to go back again when the pandemic is over. So in any case, this is what we were setting out to do today. So we're basically all done, all set, and good to go. So I totally wanted to thank you guys for being a part of my live stream today. I will be back on Monday, and we will do do a project. And I try to do the project start to finish in the 1-2 hour program. Sometimes it doesn't work out. Excuse me. Clearly exhausted working with you guys. It's really tiring. Here's some more of that tree. Kind of interesting. This surface is nearly dry already. You know what I mean? So all I'm going to do is grab my wood glue, glue it in the frame, and then move on to the next piece. Lately, I haven't even been signing artwork. I just kind of, do it. So, all right, guys. So thank you again for being with me and being a part of our art project today. Always having a good time. Peace out, guys.